Hey everyone, it's Erin from Lady Collective and welcome to my YouTube channel. So as you can see, I'm finally settled and back to kind of regular scheduled programming on here. So let's get right to it. Today's topic is going to be feeling like you're too much and feeling like you can't really be your authentic self. Sorry, just trying to adjust to my new setting here. Okay, so I do feel that regardless if you're single, in a relationship, whatever it is, I feel like we hit this point and it's kind of an ever-flowing way of feeling of just that we're too much. And I've kind of always felt that way. And the irony with it is like, I didn't always think that, but people made me feel like I was, right? And so little by little, with like people pleasing and just wanting people to accept you, you start believing that you're too much. And we've all heard like the cliche, I don't know if they're helpful or not, like you're not too much for the right person, because you're not. And you know, all of these, like you're just not that, like too much. And I think it's two parts for me. So one, I think that a lot of times we're too much as a defense mechanism. So just hear me out before this. Disclaimer, I'm not saying like your personality is too much or, you know, somebody just can't understand you and they're making you feel less than, not that. But I've noticed sometimes that I was too much to kind of play a role because I couldn't be my authentic self. So I was being too much because I didn't know how to be authentically just me. And I think sometimes in that category, we have to kind of realize that we are presenting and we are too much. And for a really long time, I didn't want to think that because I don't think me as a person is too much, but what I'm putting out there and for the reasons why was just too much now that I look back on it. And I think that's okay. I think it's great to look back and learn from that and realize like that wasn't me. Like, was part of it me? Yes. And I think it's not so much of whether the people around you could deal with it or not. I think it's just learning from that. And if you have a chance to kind of explain that, or if you choose to want to work on that, I think that that's great. So that's one aspect of it. Sorry, my dog is in the background losing his shit, literally. This was just new and put together, so sorry. Not sorry, because this is always how my videos are. There's always one crazy dog. Okay, back to it. So in that aspect, I think we need to sometimes pay more attention to that because a lot of times now it's all about like, I'm not too much, like whatever. But and the thing is, it's like I've said that once, I'm not too much for the right people. And it's like, that's true, but like, what am I putting out there? Is that my authentic self? Because if that is my authentic self and I'm aligned with that, then I'm not too much. But if I'm acting that way or putting on a role, which a lot of us don't realize we're doing, that's not me. And that is probably too much. And it's not even me. So it's not even like you're getting the authentic me. So I would say to kind of check with yourself and see if you're aligned with like your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions. Because I know with my anxiety, I will just start joking. I will just go over the top because I'm so uncomfortable. And instead of just explaining that I have anxiety or, you know, trying to work through this, it's like I just dump on them traumatic stories. And this could be friends, family, anyone. It's my anxiety just revving up. And I just thought, well, that's my personality. If they can't handle it, their loss. But it's my loss, you know, right? Like, I'm not learning to cope well with it, or I'm not learning to communicate effectively. And we have to look inward. And I think when we look inward and we can get to that place where we're being that way, or at least here's another key tip, is that we're communicating effectively. If we're communicating effectively, if we're working on it, if we understand that, then I think that you're not too much. And again, this is individually, and I'm just trying to do another perspective on the too much, because we all know that you're not too much. Being your personality, like, that's you, and authentically you is never too much. So I don't need to go into a video doing that. And I've been in places like in my life where people have said, well, one person has said, like, don't be you. Like, maybe you can change your personality. And it's like, wow, like, awesome. Like, you don't, like, is this a joke? Am I like on punked? Like, that's a reference if you're older. Like, what, seriously, that's abusive. So when people are making you feel less than, you're not too much. That is abuse. That is gaslighting. That's not okay, and that never will be okay. And I've done videos on this, and we know this, and I think that we have to remember that. But as for the other part of it, and taking our responsibility when we're not in abusive situations, that's kind of on us to do that. And like I said, I think writing down or knowing your values, what you want to align with. And this is really hard because it's not going to please people. It's going to move the dynamics and kind of shift them. And some people, again, aren't going to kind of know you like that, right? Because you have a different role in the relationships. But I think just remembering that if you're aligned and you're authentic, the right people will care. And if you find yourself, like I did, constantly feeling like I was being too much and acting out, and not acting like myself, then maybe this is for you too, who we just kind of, again, play that role because we don't want to feel the hurt or the pain, or we don't want to be honest about something maybe we're embarrassed by. So I just wanted to throw that out there, and a little food for thought, and see if you can kind of relate to that. If you can, comment below. If you want, subscribe, like. I do a lot of these different type of, mostly for women, but anyone, just wellness, health, mental health. You can go to ladybecollective.com. Please check that out. I do a lot of different quotes and stuff on IG, which is Lady Be Collective. And yes, so that is going to end this because there's even more dog nonsense. And yes, anything dog related you want to hear about, I'm big on that too. So just let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you are having a great day. And if not, remember, there are no wasted days. There's just not. You learn from them. You can learn to sit in the discomfort. You could just learn to also teach yourself how to just relax and be and take the time that you need. So again, you are worthy, you are capable, you are enough. Yes, that's cheesy, but it is true. And make sure that every day you try to get more aligned in what you want and who you are. And don't let anyone, when you do that, make you feel bad or get you away from that. So that's it. I will talk to you next week. All right, bye.